This was on Tuesday.
No, they did.
And I was sitting there, and I'm like, hold on, player.
Yeah,
As Eric would
he
say,
was waiting.
Eric, we got to get a t-shirt or something. I was like, I just had to finally end the meeting.
Somebody's
talking
got to come out.
coverage
Somebody's
for-
got to come out and say something.
And
Getting-
it's always the good Catholic, the good Catholic.
Well, I was talking to him
Really?
about insurance for some of their folks, and he was asking me if I was Catholic. I was, my wife is, Well, we really only work,
Yeah, my kids go to Catholic school.
work with Catholics who are, or professionals who are Catholic faith. And I'm sitting there thinking, excuse my language, but you MFs institutionally and socially are abusing children. And you want to sit here and talk about your wonderful Catholic values.
You're
and why
naming
you
it after show
only
again,
want to
right?
do business with someone who's
Yeah.
of the Catholic faith. They sat there and said that to me. I was like, okay, I guess you want to be doing business. Yeah, man. And the guy said to me, well, we'll consider working with you. Do you have anyone that's on your staff that's a practicing Catholic?
Sure.
I said no. Well, if you have any agents that you are affiliated with that we could talk to. And I said, so my wife being Catholic is not good enough? And the guy said, well, that's not you being Catholic. And I did everything in my power to not say you MFs are effing hypocrites. You're going to
Which
sit here and
goes
tell me
against
you're
being
not
a
going
good Catholic.
right. You're going to sit here and tell me you're not going to allow me to put together some proposals for coverage for you and the other people because I'm not a practicing Catholic and because I don't have any agents on my team or my business
That are Catholic.
that are Catholic, and my wife being Catholic ain't good enough. Oh Lord! I went to the bathroom and pissed for about a half an hour. Eric, I forgot to tell you about this. I mean, we had our meeting on Wednesday, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
Sound like,
well, you know what
sound
that
like a medical
translated.
problem. You pissing for half an hour.
I,
What kind of fucking bladder do you have,
But
man?
you know what that
Large
you
as the
know what
state of
that
Texas.
translates, right?
yeah,
Thank
we ain't
you.
gonna do no business with no niggas.
Right with no
What's that?
niggas. That's exactly what that translated to. Yes.
Hey, man, what
Yeah,
kind of
no,
bladder
no,
do
I
you
don't
have,
One
man?
extra, it's yours. Is that woman?
I'm asking. Look, you just said you went into the bathroom and pissed for half an hour, man.
Yeah, I was talking shit.
Shit, man. What kind of
Listen,
bladder
I
do you
spent the
have?
weekend with 3 boys and one of them was 4, the other one was 5, and the other one was 11. And I swear to God, when they got up in the morning and went to the bathroom, it was like,
You can take a nap. So Gary, where do your kids go to school?
My kids go to Francis Xavier Ward,
Got it.
which
I was
is
like, God,
there's 2 parishes. It's the Holy Name Cathedral.
Yep.
And Old St. Patrick's
Old St. Patrick's, yeah, no.
is the lower school. Yeah.
'Cause we I'm drawing a blank. We go to mass at Old St. Mary's.
Oh, St. Mary's, yeah. In South Loop.
Yeah,
Right.
Because that's where they and then the new school there is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great fundraiser. That was a good decision.
Yeah.
When we got married, we had a Catholic, Father Carey, and my pastor from Pleasant Green Baptist Church.
Is the priest at Old St. Mary?
He's not there any longer. But
Okay.
yeah.
When you got married. Gotcha.
you went to Catholic school, Rich?
No, I was saying that Anna and when we got married, we had a priest and a Baptist pastor that did our ceremony.
My dad's Baptist minister. He married me.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was cool. And
Why
that was
did you make
all
the
on
decision
Ann.
to put your kids in private school?
I wanted, well, for one, because I live in the city of Lincoln Park, I didn't want them to go to our local public school.
Gotcha.
For one, but for 2, I wanted them to be it's as conservative of an environment as I can get. And Catholic school was it, and I felt great about that. And
How old are your kids, man?
9, 7, 4, almost.
Damn, you got a long way to go, player.
Oh no, tell me about it.
Damn, you got a long way to go. You're gonna be 90.
You're on the other end. We love it though. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a good school. It's a really, really good
Love
school.
it, yeah.
Really good school. And Old
Great
St.
school.
Mary's, which is the Catholic, it's a school that's tied to the church that we go to. And I say that with an asterisk because we don't go that often. But they actually have a really, really good program.
It's a great school.
It's a great school.
Yeah, it's excellent school.
I think that the challenge with me is always though, like we live across the street from De La Salle. It took them forever to have to be a co-ed school. I got a problem with that. They just last year.
Made it co-ed.
Was it just last year?
Just
I know it
last
was
year.
recent. I didn't realize.
I have a problem with that,
Wow.
and but again,
You have a problem with it being co-ed for as
No,
long,
but
or making it co-ed?
no, that it took that long
Oh,
to make it a
okay.
co-ed school.
Yeah.
We like
the
it- we like
Catholic
it for
school that I
something.
went to was co-ed.
Well, the preachers didn't want to have to deal with little girls. They wanted little boys.
They wanted to have
There you go.
the lock on little boys.
There you
You're right.
go.
They didn't
You
want
gave
any
it open
Eric,
and you
you're
were
right.
right back
They
in.
didn't want any. They didn't want any distractions. You're absolutely right. They called it.
You-
Not
you-
enough.
They didn't want any
How we
distractions.
gonna play grandmaster with little girls?
How are we gonna do
You
that?
prefer little boys.
And if there's little girls there, then the little boys are going to be, they're going to have a decision to make. We want
That's right.
We want to eliminate
That's right.
again. Take a,
Competition.
take,
Eliminate
take,
competition.
there you go.
Oh,
Take,
my
take
God.
chess pieces off the table. Trust me. We say that jokingly, but that shit is.
Wait a minute.
Listen,
Wait a minute.
I just
So
went-
we're faced with what happened, and everybody's kind of afraid.
To talk about it. And
If,
to get
if,
in there.
if it was the Kiwanis Club, we'd be raiding that motherfucker.
No, hold on. No. Let's take this even differently. So 54.
Yeah.
I will talk too long. You need to Google it. But 54 boys basically came out and said that they had been assaulted by the priests and their parents.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what happened. I mean, it's the same old
54 boys.
story.
I mean, 54 more. I mean, it's not just the first 54.
Well, wait, 54. They
54.
they-
That was just in Pennsylvania too, right?
in this
Yeah, that was all
one.
Pennsylvania.
So to Eric's point about if it had been the Kiwanis Club, could you imagine? And this is what frustrates the Democrat, Republican, local, national. So look at juxtapose the 70 shootings the weekend before this came out
Yeah.
to
Right.
the 54
Sure.
shootings,
Oh,
we will call
damn.
it, and how that was handled nationally. We wanted to once again label Chicago as a hellhole.
Bring in the damn National Guard and all kind of things. But you got grown men molesting children. Oh, be
Where did I
careful.
get 54 from? Because this report say 1,000.
It's over 1,000.
Well, but it was
I mean,
54 that had come out. That had recently come out.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Wait a minute, this will say he raped a 7-year-old girl.
So
Isn't that horrible?
so whatever the number is, or no disrespect to them, the family, the
Big
whole
Rick
nine.
is my Lord
Oh,
Jesus.
Right. So everybody lost their mind.
So it's a total of 300 priests that did this to 1,000 children.
Is that what the numbers are? I knew it was
Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah. Wow.
That's 1,000 that they know of.
Well, right. That's my point.
That's 1,000.
More than
Because
1,000.
there's some that didn't say.
And there's going to be plenty that will never come out
And
for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of
So you
reasons.
know the number's higher.
So here's where.
So what is our outrage if it wasn't the Catholic Church?
Well, I don't know what the answer is to that, but I will say this: there needs to be. Cause see, here's where I have a problem with how this is handled when it comes to an oversight. There are huge benefits. It's funny how I met with these guys this week, trying to sell them plans, put together some stuff for them. The government gives favor
so is this to
to
suggest
the
that
Catholic Church,
after having
as they do all churches. I think when this kind of outrage is going on, they need to tighten that stuff up. They need to step in and say, you know what, y'all got this is a systemic problem. We got a war on drugs. We got a
Yeah.
war on this. We got a
Well, it's
war.
interesting because they'll do that at the collegiate, athletic level.
Yeah,
When they will, suspend programs, they'll come in, do all types of
Saying something
investigations. I mean,
No,
like in a heartbeat.
after he
Right.
had oral sex with
without a lot of investigation all the time.
Right.
That's right.
But no, I'm just making a point that you're right. But here, it's
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
It's all good now.
We got a systemic organizational
Bless you, my child, for you
problem.
saying
We got
My dick.
trust me, we have a product liability. Okay, stay with me. We have a
You
product.
see that?
Yeah,
It washed the boy's mouth out with holy water. So it's all good now.
Oh,
It's all
we,
clean.
we
It's
got
good, G.
we have a product liability
I mean, that's
steroid,
yeah.
and the government needs to step in and say, you know what, your tax, your 503, what is it, Eric?
501c3.
Yeah, that's got y'all.
Gone.
We're pulling that back.
See, but that's another instance of us asking for something that we can't get.
I know, Eric. I
The
know.
reality is we need to make sure that the outrage that we express towards this is the same we would do if it was
Whatever, whomever,
Yeah.
wherever.
No, agreed.
some regular
Agreed.
old shit.
Yeah,
Agreed. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
because we even reported on when they found out what was going on in Chicago public schools
Yeah.
I mean, you
about
got this.
those
You
sexual
got this
abuses.
dude I posted on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Look, a dude walked and talked about this.
Yes.
Dude walked into the bathroom after his daughter,
Right.
and he killed that motherfucker.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
He killed him.
So
Beat
you
the brakes
listen,
off of him.
you
Sure
can
did.
be pastor or clergy, whoever you are. If you mess around with my little girl, you got a big problem.
And
You're
you
gonna
mess
get
around with
physically
somebody
harmed
that
by
I
me.
knows
Right.
the girl.
Yeah.
We just met.
Cloth or not,
Please.
you
I-
don't ask
You
for
can
it by
ask
me.
what?
I
Yeah.
I-
These priests would be somewhere in the witness protection and hiding
Well,
somewhere.
me too,
I
man.
would be looking
No.
for
I ain't having that.
they would
Yeah.
have to be put there because
because I'm looking for you.
if we all went to
And
that,
then, so who are the daddies? That's what I
Oh
want.
my God.
we
Where
all
are they?
Exactly.
right. If we, I was just getting ready to say that. If
Mm.
we all were at that church and we
Mm.
found this out,
There's gonna be some broken shit.
You gonna have to
There'll be
drive-
broken furniture in this joint.
There'd be some furniture moving.
please.
Hell
And that ain't got nothing to do with
Hell
religion.
Wait a second, next time I see you, it's gonna be a
if you a
misunderstanding.
conservative Republican or you a liberal Democrat, right? They got nothing to do with that. We rolling tight
You
on
think
that.
you got a plan or something to deal with this? Listen, Mike Tyson said the most prophetic words. Everybody's got a plan.
Until you
Till you
get
get punched in the
hit.
face.
Yeah.
That's right, E.
And then you go back to what you know.
Yeah,
Right. Now you're in a fight. Pastor whatever's in a fight now. Right?
he's going
Well, beat
down.
that ass.
Yeah, and the people that cover this is what makes me crazy. Okay, I'm a pretty smart dude, not the smartest dude in the room ever, but the thing that makes it just okay, we have problems, we got issues, or people doing stupid shit. Why are you gonna keep following that person or that philosophy? I know Eric's gonna say it's gang mentality, and he's right.
It is.
And somebody
That is
must,
the answer.
somebody's been
Herd dynamics.
trolling you because that word, that label or moniker is starting to. I'm hearing that
What?
gang
The gang
mentality.
mentality.
I'm starting to hear that around the
Yeah,
blogger
herd
sphere,
mentality
the
we call it
right.
on Wall Street.
I'm hearing that
Yeah.
more and more. E, so we need to get that
Herd
registered.
mentality.
But no, I mean that's just how come if this is going on, or if
That's
we get
the
bad
nature,
policy.
That's the nature of faith.
Good point.
Right. And you can have faith in these political gangs or in your church. When you have faith, you are doing everything in your power to not have it broken.
Yeah, and misdirected as it may be, it's still faith in whatever it might be.
Right.
And think about it like
Because
that.
Well, I don't
hard,
think faith is that you're doing something to make sure that it's not broken. Faith is that you believe that even though it is broken, it's going to get better, or it will be at some point.
Or that it's
That's-
okay.
Yeah, or
That
yeah.
Or they, what they call it, there's a behavioral characteristic that's called cognitive dissonance. So
Yeah.
when you have a belief
you
system,
disassociate
Mhm.
it's something
from-
right, and something comes in, it's in
Mhm.
conflict with that.
Yes.
You will do everything possible
to disassociate.
That's
with
exactly right.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, right or wrong, because it's in conflict with that natural belief, you just naturally will reject it.
And it's not a natural belief; it's an acquired. Belief.
Acquired, sorry, right, because it's right. That's why it's cognitive.
Then it becomes a habit.
That's right.
So the cognitive dissonance is probably at the core of your of
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's the fuel to the fire. That's what keeps bullshit going.
okay.
That's what allows priests to do this over
Well,
and
you
over
can
and over.
have some cognitive
just-
dissonance with action. I don't know. We need to come up with a phrase to describe that, because I might be okay. I don't want my faith shaken, or I want my faith, but it's going to be some action behind all of this. I won't handle this problem.
Okay.
Because if that would have happened in a black church,
And I don't say that either now, because the Pastor
Every-
Tyrone will be grabbing some ass too now.
Pastor Tyrone ain't grabbing no
He got a
asshole.
little boy.
Right. He ain't got no
Here's
little,
the
he
thing.
grabbing some of the other sisters in the
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, about to
But
say,
he ain't
yeah.
grabbing
That's
them
what he's
boys.
doing.
Here's what it is, though. I go back to the systemic. It is part of the culture of the Catholic faith, and
Listen,
I've gotten past.
celibacy is not natural. It's
I've gotten-
not, it goes against everything nature is.
Now, not to say that y'all haven't, but I've been around an inordinate amount of Catholics all my life because of where I grew up, where I was raised, the whole nine. And I'm telling you, it is a systemic problem. It's built into
What
the
did you say?
fabric.
They just horny.
No, they ain't
Horny
they're
bastards,
fucking
they ain't
freaks.
getting that.
Excuse my language, G. They're
He
fucking
speaks
freaks.
that language.
I know, but I heard what he said
He's
earlier. So
bilingual.
I'm
Fucking freaks, but damn, come on now.
processing it
Get
as
your freak on
realizing
someplace
something that you said
else.
earlier.
Have
With all
y'all
due
ever seen
respect.
that? Y'all
Eric
seen
knows
that?
me. He
It's the
knows.
family-
Have y'all ever
it's
seen
the
that
family
movie, Nacho
meeting.
Libre?
Say we want to say this.
Bilingual.
You ever seen that movie Natural Libre with Joe, what's his name?
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black.
Remember that?
Jack Black needs to pull a couple legs
Nacho
off. This
Libre
is
was a
Negro
priest.
inside.
He was a priest, but he knew he wasn't that
Right,
kind
not
of priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew. He knew. He was gonna get all he could get. I know. Jack is crazy.
My thing is this: if you know, come on now. You didn't just all of a sudden one day decide that you like boys.
It's
You
built
didn't
in.
take on the faith and then the
Look,
robe
look,
and then
look.
say, "Oh, I
Yeah,
like
but
boys."
if you've been forced to suppress it for so long, you don't know what they thinking. You don't know how they express it. I mean, obviously the hard
So
part
then
is
at
when
what
they express
point
it
does
that
that-
I
way.
disagree with you though. I think that if you're horny enough, anything that moves can attract you.
Yeah. That goes
There-
back to.
Why is
There's
it
no
that
doubt
it's
about
only
that.
more
Hey,
so directed to when little boys?
Trust
school?
it, because that's all that's
who they
available.
spend. That's right. That's
It's
who they
what's
spend
available.
time around. That's
Take-
what's
take-
available.
Take favor in what you said earlier about suppressing sexuality or celibacy
Yeah.
is not.
It's not natural.
And I get into this.
It's not
Where I was going
Priests
with
should
it,
allow to be
People that
married.
were fucking
Priests
sheep back in
should
the
be
day.
allowed.
where I was
Somebody
going.
was fucking sheep back in the day.
Yeah, where I
Say
was.
What?
Somebody was fucking sheep because they were saying that the sheep's anatomy was as close to a woman as possible.
What the hell?
Yeah,
I had not
yeah,
heard
that
I've
was-
never heard
You heard
this
about that?
before.
Yeah, I heard about
I'm gonna have to
that.
look this one
It
up.
is.
because
It's out there.
Right.
Now,
That ain't,
because
that
now
ain't
I'm
something
interested.
that
It-
crossed
I
my
wanna know.
mind.
I want to know
It
now.
is not
Yeah.
crazy because that's where there was for
I
a
wanna
longest
know
time.
now.
That was the origination of syphilis.
No, I want to know that. Man, that's a heck of a statement.
No, but that
Yes,
is
I wanna
that's,
know
that's
that.
do
what
some
a-
research
but
now.
that's what a lot of people had blamed the origination of syphilis on. It was from priests.
Listen,
fucking-
I know somebody just recently that just died from catching something from
Wait,
fucking
say
a
this one more
sheep.
time. So
I swear to
syphilis
God.
originated because
they were it comes out of this feeling or thought that because priests were sheep.
this is
Can
amazing.
y'all imagine
This
this?
is unbelievable.
Can y'all imagine this? Can y'all imagine this?
You two
That a
just dropped
sheep, a
some.
priest is fucking a sheep,
You two just dropped some
and
thoughts of shit
and,
on
and
me.
he,
here.
and
Look
he's
it up,
I need to
man.
look this
Look
up
that
now.
shit up.
It's a sheep egg and a human egg. Can they combine and create something?
Wait, time out. Let me answer the question. It's
This is
bigger
unbelievable.
medically.
Can a human fertilize a sheep
Trust
egg?
it.
This is
Hold on.
unbelievable.
Take a deep breath. What animal have they used in laboratories to clone the most? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Sheep.
Yes,
Look
the
it up.
Jeopardy questions, man. Nobody knows.
Sorry,
the
look
answer
at-
to
I
that.
didn't know that.
They cloning
Look it up.
sheep
Look it up.
with
I
human
didn't know
DNA,
that. This is unbelievable.
The
Yes.
sheep's anatomy is supposed to resemble. a woman's
Yes.
supposed to.
Yes.
so they using human
Don't look at me
fertilizer.
like that, like I'm involved. With
I just,
I don't know.
But circling
Hold on.
back.
If
I gotta
you
keep
tell
my
me this
good
that
eye
a
on
sheep
him.
is my only option, right? Then I'm just gonna break the rules and sleep with a
Which
woman.
is
You know what I
wait a minute.
mean?
Which is
You know what I'm saying? If that's the only option, then I'm just gonna be out of balance. man.
Wait.
I'm just gonna be out of
Wait,
compliance. I'm
Wait,
gonna
G. Sheep and keep my vows or some pussy.
saying. I mean, this consider me out of compliance. You know what I mean?
There's hoes out here that will pay you to take their shit.
I mean,
I
You
think,
don't give a fuck
these
of
people.
shit.
I think these
Wait,
people
wait.
were in rural areas.
Wait,
away from
trust
women.
it. And it's some trust it.
Ain't no women in the rural areas.
Trust
I
it.
don't. Listen, I wasn't involved.
You know what? I'd be
He's just
more
on
inclined
just
to.
hell,
Hey,
If
man.
I had,
Trust
listen,
me, he
I
don't
would
know.
know
He
the
just got a
urges
flyer in
that
the
come
mail.
upon men. I promise you I wouldn't. But I would be more inclined to dig a hole and put it in the background and stick my dick in that hole than to go out there and
That's
fuck that
why
damn
you ain't
sheep.
got no dick. See?
Okay, well maybe.
I'm just gonna break some vows, man.
Trying to
I'm just
tell
gonna
you,
be out of
man.
compliance for a minute. I mean,
Hey,
you know
Gary,
what I'm saying?
Gary,
Say if my only option was the sheep, then I'm just gonna be out of compliance. I'm just gonna sleep with a woman.
Gary.
I'm saying that if that's my option,
I'm with you.
it's gonna be okay if
So-
you sleep with
so-
the sheep.
And
So
it's
is
not
it
gonna-
that they
and
saw? So
it's
is it
not
that they
gonna-
saw
it's
the
not
sheep
gonna
and
be-
still keeping their
And
vows?
it's not.
That's
yes.
my point.
Oh
Right,
my
that's-
god!
But
Oh
Look
my
this shit up.
god!
You think I'm crazy? Look it up.
I don't think you're
Trust
crazy.
it. I mean, Gary.
that's
And
unbelievable.
if I'm
So
wrong
then
with
fast forward now, they're fucking little boys. It's the whole thing is crazy.
that's why I've said for years. I was saying earlier about all the Catholics I've been exposed to since grade school. I have always said to myself, this is not right, not natural for a person to be celibate because
No,
and it's
it's not.
contradictory
It's not.
within the faith.
Not
because-
just the faith. That's just
Because
human
if you
nature.
believe in and this whole thing about the Immaculate Conception and that whole shit,
You can go
and I
for
was
a
like,
little
wait,
while.
well, wait a minute, hold on. How could you be celibate and then say that you are against, any form of sex outside of a marriage? It's all just mixed up within the Catholic faith.
Even the Bible
Personally-
itself says this is what they believe in. The Bible itself says it's better to marry than to burn. And a lot of people will say that means to burn in hell. No,
No.
that means to burn with passion. and then that passion gets misdirected. So
And,
it's better to
and
get married to
and
sheep. To sheep. What's with you to sheep, man?
Gary, trust me, man.
What's
I
the
would
difference
have
in
your back if I walking through the pasture, on my little bike, as a with my monk strap and priest garb on. I'm riding through the pasture, and I look over and I see that look, man. I'll give you a ride. I passed some women as I was riding out to the pasture.
Just kick me out.
Or
I'm just not worthy at this
No,
point.
there should be some.
You
There
know what I'm
should
saying? I'm just not worthy.
There should have been. Listen,
I'm a
there
preacher's
should
kid, man. So I believe in it, but I'm saying if that's my option,
there should have been some
Hey, man.
parishioners in there that been like, come on, Pastor. We understand.
but
I'm
they
like,
Tough him up.
Trust
Take him out and let him handle business
discussion.
and bring him on back.
Trust me.
He can say a few
Like,
Hail
look, man.
Marys and get back in God's
everything's
grace.
gonna
He
be
can have
okay. You
confession
just
with it.
cannot sleep with anybody.
Isn't that the way they
All right.
live anyway? If you confess your
Hey,
sins,
man,
go
y'all
to
look it up. You
confession,
think I'm
say
crazy?
go
That's
to
unbelievable.
Hail
I need to
Mary,
do some
then they back
research on
into
this.
grace. Then you
Because this is
good.
fascinating.
So why would you be out
I need to
there?
do some research on this one. This is unbelievable. Because it
You
resembles
hear what I
woman.
said?
I don't care if it resembles
If they
woman or
believe
not.
that they can say a few
It's a
Hail
damn
Marys
sheep.
and then go to
It's a sheep,
confession,
man.
why would they choose the children
Man.
as opposed to running out, getting into pussy, coming on back, saying a few Hail Marys and going to confession and being
If Hail
done with it?
Mary is a
If
runner,
that-
that's my
exactly.
word.
Okay,
If
so
Hail
now
Mary,
we're adding factoids to the story. I don't know all the factoids. I understand that they were in rural areas where there were no women. That's what I understand. I don't know enough.
Where
I
did
ain't
children
care
come from if there were no women?
Okay, I don't care enough to know.
Women. Women. There's
It's
women
women
around.
everywhere.
drive
women
right.
around.
Let's walk right. Don't
There
say
ain't no
no
women.
women.
Wait,
wait, Get the bitches in. Nacho Libre did that.
There's some women, man.
Get
The bitches
the
in.
priest mobile and bring them in.
Okay, now. You're going too hard on the Catholic Church now.
Listen. If
Listen.
the priest
listen.
mobile pull up in the
Listen,
hood and
kicking
they
out
look
the
like
church.
hoes,
It's pimped out.
them hoes is like, oh shit, we about to get paid.
And we
gonna
and
be
we gonna be
ashamed
in a
of
nice
this.
building.
Oh my
Some
God.
nice mattresses and shit.
You think not?
Please, they ain't creative.
Please.
They weren't fucking creative.
$1-800 priest hoe. Got you.
Thank you. Please. And
Somebody
then
I'm looking
trust
Eric said we digress.
and then they draw themselves a few Hail Marys and leave them damn boys
You know what I
alone.
just said?
Please, to bring it back to
You know what I
reality
just said?
and leave them damn boys
Oh my
alone.
God. So then they just want the boys.
That's
Somebody-
an excuse to say.
I'm waiting for the first father to step up and deal with it.
Yeah, good point, man.
I mean, a lot of these who used to be kids are old now. The ones that are coming out,
Shoot, like
their parents are probably dead or too old to fight.
Friday. It's
Well,
Friday.
This little boy right
I'm a
now.
boy, David.
Dennis
What was that?
Dennis Haskins
that was,
situation
Yeah.
was protected.
Friday after
Now Jordan, Jim Jordan, same situation. I mean, trust me, we just not that we leapfrog intentionally, but we just leapfrog over some obvious stuff. Jim Jordan,
Oh, yeah.
and now this motherfucker
all
wants to
in
be
that.
Speaker of the House when Ryan steps away.
You see where they just started that investigation, though. Oh, his shit gonna come out. His shit gonna come out.
Got to. I mean, how you gonna do that?
And
Wait,
all of
He's a little
them
bit high
boys.
strung, too.
Huh?
He's a little high strung.
A
How you
little.
gonna have 15 guys
And he's grown ass men.
say the same damn thing?
Grown ass men. By
And
the
they
time they
have no
make it to college,
agenda,
they
and
grown ass
4 of
men.
them have come out and said, "I voted for the dude."
Knowing
So it's
full
not a
well,
politi-
it's not a political thing.
No. So yeah,
They said they voted for him.
okay.
Right.
All right. Let's say they all voted for. They didn't vote for him. It
I
still
mean, but
doesn't
what,
matter.
wait.
I'm not saying
think
it.
about what you-
I'm not saying it don't matter.
No.
I'm not
Okay.
saying that.
I was gonna say, think about
They
that.
said- they
Because
said
you gonna
they
sit here and
said
say,
they voted
you
for
gonna
him.
sit here and say, I told him that I was being molested, but I still voted for him. I wouldn't tell nobody that shit. So if they did say that, I would venture to say that's true.
Yeah,
Or they're trying to justify the stories by saying they voted.
that's true. That's the other.
But
That's the other
my
angle.
point is that I don't know that they voted for. I know they said they
They
voted.
said they voted for him. No, you're right. You're right. But that's another situation where everybody's just leapfrogging past that now. Like
There would be
okay.
1,000 dead priests in Pennsylvania if and one of them was my children. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
And
look.
you
This,
see her like born supremacy, run around, killing them.
Do that move again, Eric.
That's it. That's it.
You're pop out of a
All
car.
they would know is Priest is coming up dead. Priests have been coming up
We're
dead.
gonna slow it down.
With the get tricks on them.
Yeah,
The Matrix.
priests have been coming up dead in Pennsylvania. That's all they
Heads
know.
flying off.
Right.
I would lay under somebody's porch, drinking my own piss to get them. I swear to God, I would.
Look,
I'll be with you.
ride or die,
Mhm.
ride or die.
I'm
Look,
telling
I
you.
would drive, y'all.
Mm-mm.
You ain't get to worry.
I've been
Yeah.
crawling in the snake,
And
getting bit by
Father
bugs,
George, you got a
whatever.
problem tonight.
I'm laying.
I
I'm
would
laying in
drive.
wait.
I
You got a
would
problem.
give,
It ain't gonna be no sudden death either. It's just
No.
slow
Oh
pandemic.
no.
give me a week.
Oh
I heard you
no.
like little boy.
Talk to my
Oh,
boy
Oh,
Garcia.
that,
man.
oh,
he
this
can
is what you
bulletproof.
using with the little
I'm
boy?
just not to have
Well,
come out and
let's
say anything.
take
yet.
this
That's
to
what
Zan
it's-
with.
So Dexter.
It's
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's
know,
what
I
he
hate
wait
it
to
when
get
they
my
took
boy,
that off.
Yeah,
You got to come out and say
Garcia,
something.
to
I
bulletproof.
think the leadership should come out
A
and say something
Denali.
one way or the next.
Or if
And
you
I'm- and I'm
or if you're
on.
gonna take the vow of celibacy, cut that motherfucker off. Cut it off.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
You ain't using it. You just
Hold
took
on,
an
man.
oath to say you ain't gonna
Hold on,
use it.
man. Hold on, man.
Cut
on
that
now.
motherfucker off.
Only female in the room. Don't start that, man.
I mean, they got surgeries to switch it.
We used to have surgeries to switch
I
it.
said they got surgeries to
No,
switch them.
just
Why not
because
just cut it
it's
out?
and shit,
He
man.
could,
Come
he
on,
could
man.
become a eunuch.
That hurts to talk about. You understand that?
Become a eunuch.
It hurts to talk
Just
about
become a
that.
eunuch.
Yeah.
When we go back
Oh,
to
man.
what's his name? The history of the world. What was his name?
Mel
Brooks. Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Dude,
Is he a eunuch? His little thing went up. She's like,
crazy, crazy.
he's not a eunuch.
Mel Brooks. Was that what's it? I know you're talking about. The
She
actress,
died. Yeah.
I like that little
she
list you
died.
had, Eric. That was nice.
Thank you.
That was good.
We're still working on it.
Nice
Nice
to put
work in
some,
progress.
nice to put some something out there to discuss. I like that.
Yeah, I think the permanent interest thing. I mean, I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we documented those. You know, and it's something that everybody can get behind.
I like it.
Nobody's going to be harmed by those. Just if we took
Look,
those.
here's the thing. You use this with all the politicians,
Right.
regardless of the gang. This is what we want. If you're going to do it, you got to vote. If you
Yeah.
don't, you out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
That's what I always tell people when they say, oh, you're a Republican. I'm like, I bet you mean you think the same way. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's
so
the
before you start making assumptions, you know,
But that's what they'll do right away.
100%.
They'll categorize you in the
100%.
gang.
And as you know, Eric, I never shied away from it. You know, it is what it is to me. And I want to be like, no, I'm a rhino. I'm kind of like, no, I'm conservative. That's how I think. But it doesn't mean we don't agree and wouldn't try to get to the same place.
it's see. Here's the thing. Here's
If
the
you're
thing.
human, you got kids
You get-
and wife.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's all the
I mean,
same.
you know,
Yeah, and like I said, the
it's like, do you want less violence in Chicago?
say it
Who's
again.
gonna
I
say
don't
no?
get past that.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
who says no?
Less violence, more
more
growth for everybody.
So I start out with a couple questions like that. When everyone says yes, 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 I'm like, cool. We got that.
Because I got a
All right, let's figure out how we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? So now you sit on the same side of the table rather than he's a Republican, so he's over there. Like, I don't mean
But
nothing.
they do that to us. They
All
make us
the
identify
time.
with gangs. They
All
do
the
that.
time. I'm like, but that doesn't mean nothing. So I'm all, that's
But
why I
Eric
say,
also
Well, that
said
goes back
you
to
want
the,
people educated? Sure you do.
people who have
You want less
education
violence?
and jobs
Sure you do.
don't stand out
You know what I
on
mean?
the
You
corner
want less
and
people in
don't
jail?
hang back.
Sure you do.
You know,
it
so
goes back to
Unless you
Yeah,
just
so
file
then
say
that's
yes,
what we're talking
you know.
about.
it's
How
always
do
Then
we
we
get
can have
them
a
to
discussion.
see
it's
that
always
there
been
is
in
a
the
future beyond what they see in front of them? Because that, in a sense, is what
post-Europe
faith is.
growth of America.
Faith is the evidence of things
We
unseen.
in some
You
ways
know what I'm saying?
adopted their
So if
political
I don't have
system
any
as it
type of
relates to
faith that
picking
I'm
a
going
gang
to
or
make
having
it, or
first of all
knowing
having
that
gangs.
I,
If we,
there's
it's not
an
gonna happen.
opportunity
To Eric's
for me
point
to
about
make
what
it,
we
right?
we go for what we can actually get done.
but because
If we were able to
it's
actually,
up to me.
even
whether I
philosophically
get
say,
In other words,
would
if I got
happen
a
if we
job and I
removed
know the
the
bus
label
runs every Monday past,
and just
I got a
talked
means to
about
get to work. I
the
just got to get
permanent
myself
interest,
to the
what's
bus
good
stop.
for the greater
But
good
I
of
have hope
society.
that I'm going to get
For
to work as
everybody.
long as I get
If
to the
you,
bus stop.
if a person
thing
is
with kids
actually a
going to
person
college.
of universal
After high
faith,
school.
irrespective of their
My
religious
college
group,
education is
or,
paid.
I'm
It's
sorry,
up
gang.
for me to go
You
and
got
get
gangs
it and
there
grab it
too.
and go to
But
school
just
and make something of myself
earthly,
beyond what I see out here on the street.
global
So then at
spirituality.
that point, then and only then can they say
basis of
an adult
most
choose not to
religion, not all,
choice.
is kind of the same.
Then and only
Right?
then can
They
they
all
say that.
kind of
Now,
say, be a
exactly.
good
But
person,
now they
don't
can't
rob your
say
neighbor,
whether or not it's a
do
choice.
right by people,
Some of it is
right?
look out for folks
But
Well,
around
the
that.
Quran said the same thing.
Yeah, they do.
They got nothing
And the
to lose.
Torah.
And
And
there's
the
really
Torah.
no
And the Torah.
See what I'm saying?
data
Different order.
that'll
Right,
tell you
that's my
what
point.
it
So
is and what it
even
isn't, right?
religion, which is like
So we
really
don't know.
divisive, I'm like,
But they'll
most
be
part, most
It
people
is
kind of say the same thing.
It's the
on
most
what-
The
divisive
good
of the
things
game
and the bad
conversations.
things.
And
The
the bad
stonings
things.
and killings and
That's
everything
And
else.
exactly
Yeah.
then some people will just
You know, so I'm like, don't even give me like the
for
religion
instance,
thing. So I'm like,
we
most
keep saying
religions teach the same
word
thing. It does.
Why is it that
It's
Whether
when-
it comes,
people
whether
are
it comes
the
in the
only
Torah,
ones that
whether it
hear
comes
that
from
word
Allah
Right.
or Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, it
And
kinda
then when
says
any
the
white
same thing.
person
So that's
hears that
my
word,
point of
then
the,
they
of the
automatically
shared
associate
interest.
that word with black folks.
It's all kind of the same.
So when we
So you can't tell me we can't
my
get together and
word
figure
and my
some shit out.
fear
Well,
that
that's-
when
that's
we're talking
why-
about gangs,
Unless you proclaim yourself a member
we're
of the
always-
gang, you
Right,
want to
right,
run
right,
around
right,
saying
right.
who you with.
Exactly.
Right, because that's not going to be
that
good for
happens
my
with the election.
interest within the
Hillary
gang
Clinton with what she
rather
said.
than
Right.
the broader
That's right.
interest.
That's right.
And that's
They
why when you
use
said
that
earlier
exactly
about
the gangs and
I
you
think
have
that
the crime
you were
bill,
right
we
on
have
point when you
a
said
gang
it's
power,
not
and
the issue
before we do
necessarily,
anything, we must first bring
it's
them
the
to peace.
methodology
Right.
to get it done.
Black people heard
You know,
that.
that's-
I talked to
that's-
so
it's-
many black
I mean,
people
And people have to get
It
back
was
to the
because
place
of that
of
statement
you're gonna win
as
some,
to
you're
why
gonna lose
I
some, but if
didn't
it's for the
vote
greater
her.
good,
I said,
you know,
what? We don't
that's
have
the
an
way it goes
Asian
with you and
man?
your wife in the house.
People-
You don't win every battle.
I said, but
You know what I mean? And
Black
sometimes
people
I have to
don't
just
understand
cop
that
to certain
we're
things,
getting
but it's not
Oh,
bad.
right.
It's just not what I wanted.
when we
For the
talk
greater
But it's
about
not bad.
in the
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
win some battles?
when we
I
talk
said,
about the black
few.
mafia.
Do you?
My wife really runs the house,
Right, right.
but
Organized.
Organized
no,
crime.
because
You
when I
understand
push,
what
she
I'm
knows I'm
saying?
serious
Then you
about
know
it.
they talk
Yeah, I
about
mean,
But most of the time I
So,
don't.
And
Because
I-
it's just
that was
she can run the house perfectly fine.
There's a good
But
example.
unless I just really vehemently feel strong about something, you know, I'll push. And if I do that, she'll give me the respect.
And
Like,
that's
shit,
That-
exactly
and
what
see-
happened.
cares about
And
that?
that to that point, that
You know,
here's an example. I had a conversation yesterday where
Because
she
we
said
heard
something.
that
We were
word
watching
was
it. We were watching the interview that
And when she tried to
sister
explain,
did with,
she wasn't just talking about it because
the
there was
brother
gangs,
that
there was
Black Klansman is
crime
based on.
everywhere.
I can't
If
think
you
of
really
his
want
name
to
right
think
now.
about it, back in 1984,
And the report,
we asked
the
for that
sister
crime
that
bill
was
because it
interviewed
was
asked
us
a
that was
question
coming up up in our houses.
of which he responded
Come on
to,
now.
and Ann said something about that, and I
Yeah.
said
I mean, we can
You're
think of a
boxing
lot
them
of
both
different
in
things as to
because
how
you're
and why,
assuming
but it's all
that
done
because they're
strategically.
both black,
And that's what I
that they
thought
would
my people were.
instinctively,
They're so much
automatically
willful
have
ignorance.
known what the other person was going to think.
And
And
they
I said
just don't
that's a
want to
classic
check out
example
the
of a
actual
white person
makings
assuming
of
that a
what's
black
going on
person's gonna
behind
think
the
a certain
scenes,
way.
how we
Right.
got to
And
where we got.
at first she defended her
But I
position,
still,
and I said,
say
let me explain it
because
to you this way. And I
a
explained it to
person
her, and
may
she
not
said,
have
oh, I
faith
get
or
it now.
hope to get beyond where
But
they
it
are
took me
because they
going,
don't
hold on a
see where
second.
they're at.
I literally said,
If
you need to
somebody
stop
came to
talking
the hood and said,
and listen.
see, one of the reasons why
So sometimes you
I'm
have
open
to,
to people knowing I'm conservative.
Yeah.
Because I think
And then
it,
if they
it,
didn't
it
make it,
incites
that's
a conversation that should
Right.
probably be.
well, everybody, well, and then
But if I
everybody will
didn't
get
do
better.
that, people
I
would
gave
just
you the
always
algorithm.
assume that I think
You had the
exactly what
opportunity.
they think,
Well, they
and
see
they
the
can say what they
costume.
want to
Well,
say and
that's
such.
should be the first thing you say
And
all
that's
the time.
why we
That's
can
the
say,
well,
They would see.
I said,
Well, no,
because
no, they go see the
I'm
Gary,
not
how
shy
in public.
they go see the they
I'm
go
not shy about it,
they
you
go
know?
see the costume, as Eric says, and then they go make
I'm
the
just
assumption.
not shy about it. That's all.
But to your point about winning of a battle or winning a battle too, it does create a sense of what I think is missing in a lot of relationships is mutual respect. Because I needed to draw the line and say, no, let me help you understand. She went, oh, I get that.
What's
So-
funny though is the notion of mutual respect. The people want to introduce it too often in situations where there's none there. Like as it relates to this whole Klansman shit,
Yeah,
there is no
like we were saying
mutual
about
respect.
the dude when he was on Bill Maher, and the lady was saying, "There's no Charles Blow." Did you ever watch that episode?
Right.
Charles Blow said, "Wait a minute. Basically, hold on, Blair. I cannot meet a person halfway that has made it clear that his purpose is to destroy me." There is no halfway there.
So, I mean, absolutely. Listen, you gotta understand.
And he was referencing Charlottesville.
Yeah, I mean that I get. That 100%. That I get.
But
You know.
they try to couch the discussion too often that there should be middle ground in that instance.
Right.
The whole good people on both sides.
There's no mutual respect
In
there
life,
because
you
your
do have-
respect
you
for me
do-
is not
you
even.
got to draw lines sometimes.
But
And that's
other
one. of
cultures,
The-
Yeah.
well,
It is. You're
No,
right.
that's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some times where you just got to draw lines. That's one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Now,
that's a
do
real
they
deal.
have the right to assemble
Islamic,
and
whatever
be in
you
that park and do what they want to do legally? Sure, fine. But I'm not going to go there and try to have a
That's an
discussion with them
option.
about it. See what I'm saying?
that may not be the venue.
Right.
To have that
Ain't no
discussion.
venue.
Or ever. No, I'm saying, yeah, I'm
Okay,
saying ever.
yeah,
Right,
ever.
right.
Yeah.
Right, ever. You know what I mean? mean,
better make it.
that wasn't
Because
stated.
they're
Right.
cut doing
There is no
because
venue
it
for
is
that.
clear that you know
Yeah, that
But my
Yes,
point is,
better
with
kick
most
your-
politics,
your
that's
ass
not
quick.
the case. Most politics, we can
Right.
get there. They just don't.
And that's
You see what
because
I'm
of what you said in most cases.
Like,
It's
I'm not
because they're
going to sit
representing.
down with David Duke and have a discussion, right? That's one of those
I
fine
would.
lines.
I would, but it's gonna be. It's gonna.
Why?
I'm being a smart ass. I'm being a
You see
smart
what I'm
ass.
saying?
I would sit down with
No,
them,
you wouldn't.
let him
Why?
to let him know that when the conversation's
I care
over, I'm
less.
sticking you with a knife in your neck.
Yeah.
But the reasons
But
why
no, I'm
you
just
chose to
being
be a
silly.
Republican, I guarantee you, are a lot different than the reason why he chose to be a Republican.
Who's that?
David Duke.
Well, the funny thing is, but David Duke and I are in the same. We're not even the same class.
That's what I mean.
That's why I hate the R, right? Because
Yeah.
just because we're both Republicans, that has nothing to do with me and him.
Right.
Right.
But
'Cause we
that's what
couldn't
I'm
be
just saying. That
further
the
apart
reasons
in
why
life,
you
know?
chose the Republican or conservative party
Conservative,
are
yeah.
probably different from the reasons why he did.
Yeah, but there's Democrats that aren't liberal, right? I mean, you always
Oh,
have
yeah.
that,
I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
talking.
but
to
you
somebody.
always have that
Absolutely.
delineation, right?
But
So now we're wandering off this gang shit again. That's all
Right.
gang dynamics.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit
Well,
about
Yeah,
that.
that's my point.
I go back to this conversation I had with these two Catholic dudes the other day. Now, I'm going to presume that the older guy who was 62 and the younger guy who was 54, the younger guy, based on what he said, how he said it, probably leans, center left. The older guy, and they're both white, but the older guy probably leans.
They weren't even center. They were just on the right.
No, he was probably center right because a lot of how I used to judge or not judge but assess is body language, and
I don't believe in center. I just believe you are.
but my point is, I really think that
Sure, you can.
I think that they picked the
Can't be
gang.
kinda pregnant.
That's true.
They picked a gang that
Be kind of
was
pregnant.
religiously or whatever based, which I've just found fascinating. I could have been white, I could have been whatever, but
To be
their
Asian.
Now,
their gang
now let me play devil's
was
advocate.
about
Though.
religion.
Let me play devil's advocate. I hear you and I agree with you 100%. Now, all things being equal, I would hire a black guy, right?
Yeah,
All things being equal.
yeah.
Oftentimes, if you care about diversity within the company, you will say, "Do you have a black senior partner that's going to work on my account?" Right? We do that, and it's okay, right? So him wanting to work with a Catholic, kind of the same thing. Right? I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one. Like that wouldn't offend me if somebody said that, because at the same time, if I'm looking for an accountant and I can hire a brother, I will, right? And we push so hard for those things. Well, he's doing the same thing. Catholic is important to him, so that's why he wants to work with somebody Catholic.
Well,
That's fine.
I think
I
that
don't even have beef with that.
To-
Yeah, because the problem would arise if he says, I don't want to work with black folks.
That's different, right?
You mean
That's
in terms of-
different.
yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been so offended by it, because at the same time, I will always empower black people if I have the opportunity to do it,
Yeah.
right?
And I don't think that they had an issue with the
Because
fact
that's what I care
I
about.
can pretty
He's
much-
Catholic, that's what he cares about. So that's what he wants to work.
So
I don't think
here's-
it's wrong. Now, if he
here's-
said, "I don't want to work with you niggers," that's a different story.
and here's the thing.
Here's
You know
where
what
it
I
gets
mean?
blurred.
I don't think. I don't. But I don't think. I don't think.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he actually.
I don't think he did.
I honestly don't
I
think.
bet you all the service providers have to be Catholic.
No.
That's
I
pimping 101
trust.
right
This is
there.
the thing that was really compelling.
Well,
I
but
actually.
the answer is how many black Catholics are in.
And that's where I'm going with this because
So
I
a lot of
sat
times,
there.
You
a lot of
make a
times
good
they'll couch
point.
it. A lot of times they'll couch it by saying, so
Make a
they're
good
not
point.
they're not ostracized by saying,
This dude, he could be racist and just not want to work with black. It's
Well,
possible.
he-
But he could truly just be a person that wants to work with those in his faith.
Well, and
And there's nothing wrong
I
with
will
that.
tell you this. This is why I sat there and I went.
I don't know,
I'm
so I
not,
don't know.
I'm not getting a vibe, and my vibe is pretty good. I'm not getting a vibe that these guys don't knowingly want to work with a brother.
Gotcha.
I actually got clear, like this is black, that they were only going to work with the Catholic.
Well, there's your answer.
And
Why?
and
Because
so,
they feel like a
Here's the
Catholic
answer
ain't gonna steal from them.
but that was
There's
even
your
ask
answer.
why.
I genuinely
Right,
got
right
that.
there.
or they could be well rehearsed.
Or that.
Okay, but they knew I was black when I rolled in.
Once you get
They-
they,
'cause
to
they-
discriminating people, you get good at it.
Yeah,
after a
you
while.
do.
True. And here's the
Yeah,
but,
you
and,
do.
and here's the
Skilled.
but here's the thing though.
Skills.
Here's the thing. I actually, they had my website. They had all my. They knew I was black before I got to the meeting. So that wasn't new to them.
So they thinking, how come you not had this nigga come over here?
Yeah,
They're probably hoping you're Catholic.
and we met in a
I mean, I don't
neutral. We
know.
met in a
But
neutral
listen,
spot.
Maybe they are racist. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, what he told you, you have to take at face value.
His belief is valid in his mind.
Could be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Could be.
Or it's a front to then be well
It could
rehearsed.
also be.
which is what happens
And,
more often than not.
and
They
so
don't just
you
take out
won't
like
say,
niggas. They just
and so you won't say that they don't want to work with black folks. That's why they took the meeting.
Good point. That's I did
I'll
think
put it
about
to you this
that.
way.
I was in the car and I thought,
I'll put it to
okay,
you this
so
way.
the reason they took the meeting is because it never had to come back. That
Yeah,
they said
that it was being said.
like
Yeah.
they canceled the meeting and they
Exactly.
saw all my stuff.
Exactly.
That goes on. We face that at
All the time,
all
and
the
we-
time.
yeah.
So that's no, that's not new. Here's my point. So my advisor at Northwestern Mutual, Andre Gordon, I worked with for years. Black guy.
you need to fire them motherfucker.
I know, man. I know. So anyway,
I'm coming for you, man.
what's that?
I'm coming for you.
Who fired?
I need to fire you. Need to fire him and hire me, man. Fuck him.
Well, I'm gonna get to my point. My point is,
Don't skip over me.
he left, or he was fired, or whatever happened. So he's no longer Northwestern Mutual.
Good.
And they reassigned me to, some other team, and it was two white guys. And they called and said, "We want to work with you. We're new agents, yada yada yada." And I said, "Listen, I appreciate it. I'm gonna find a diverse insurance agent." Right now, they may look at me and say, "Gary's racist.
No,
He don't want to work with white people."
no, you just said diverse.
He could.
Well,
Diverse means white people are included.
they gave themselves white people in this whole conversation about
What
diversity.
I was saying was, I want to work with some black people. I just didn't say black people. I used the term diverse.
But
So
you know what?
Well,
Why not?
you was
But-
skilled.
Why not?
But they
Wait,
said
hold on a second.
What's that?
Why not? Why didn't you say I want to work with black people?
Yeah, why didn't you just say that?
Oh, because we say diverse now. No, seriously, we say diverse more.
Because
you
you
know?
wanted to
But
be
here's the thing.
politically correct.
But here's the other thing too. If I didn't find a brother that I like, and I found a Latino, I would hire him too.
Okay.
Because I just believe in that. I think it needs to be more of us doing better.
and
And I'm gonna do my job to do
We
it. So
are-
that's why I said diverse. But the point is, they may say that's racist.
no.
Would they be right to say that?
Well, no. The two things I want to address. One is we need to those of us that are at the tip of the spear of decision making need to do exactly what you just did, but with a little bit of Eric's flavor, which is I want to hire a black person. But the reason that the word diverse or diversity is actually a word that oftentimes bites white people in the ass is that we can say that word when we're in power and they can't do a goddamn thing about it because we can say diverse and in our mind go, I'm hiring a brother, I'm hiring a Hispanic brother.
Yeah.
they
and
can't
that
do
was
shit
their
about it.
word.
Right. That's
That
what
was
I'm saying.
their word.
Oftentimes their retort is that do you want a diversity of ideas or diversity of people?
Yeah, and whenever
Which is some bullshit.
right when that's been thrown to me,
Yeah, but then I'm gonna say, listen, I'm hiring black dudes.
no, here's my answer.
Period.
Here's my answer.
I don't
to
give
that.
a
Because they
Wait,
plan on
wait.
your they plan on George Moses.
No.
At that
Here's my
point.
thing,
When-
because
when that-
it's a commoditized product for the most part.
Yeah.
So that makes it like really easy, right? So you can like really just hire black people.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's even easier at that point.
When
Like
Eric,
I said, if it's even close,
taking a brother.
100%
Yeah.
every time.
Well, when Eric's question, when I've had that
Like
happen.
the Jewish community does. Right.
That's happened to me, and I've said both.
And I'm not even
Meaning
kind of, I'm just
ideas or
unapologetic about it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do.
At this conference, for instance, they had some of the sales managers from some of these big insurance companies, and they were running around touting the fact that they had diverse teams of advisors working for them.
Yeah.
But you don't see white boys running around, I've got a diverse team. They have a gang of white boys,
Right.
and they're happy with it. We're the only people who want to try to couch
Right.
what is accept the fact that they want to call what we feel is racist. When we call it just uplifting our people,
That's
giving people who
100%
didn't have a chance before an opportunity. That's all it
That's
is.
what I'm saying. I'm like not even
Nah,
nearly
apologetic.
apologetic about it. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Nah, I apologize.
You know what I mean? It's for what? It's my money. It's my decision. So, and that's a decision I'm making, and I
Yeah.
don't feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, that's
that's
like,
I want to see more black insurance brokers do better,
Yeah.
and if I can help it, that's what I'm gonna do. Period.
no.
You know what I mean? And I don't
explanation,
owe you anything.
Nope.
You know.
You kick rocks.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Big
so,
rock,
The big ones that are gonna break the toe.
you know.
Yeah.
I need
Wait by-
somebody to do my
wait
taxes.
by the
I'm
camera
hiring
now.
a black accountant.
Bye, y'all.
We out.
Gee, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime,
Take me
man.
home.
Hey,
travel
so much,
hey man,
man.
do me a favor
It was a good
because
Sunday to give me.
we'll do it now.